Your Android phone is showing you ads right now that you never agreed to see, not just in apps, not just on websites. Ads are following you from one app to the next, tracking every tap, every search, every second you spend on your screen, building a profile of you that gets more detailed every single day. And the people profiting from that profile are not you. But here is what they do not tell you. Your phone already has the settings to shut most of this down completely. No apps to buy, no subscriptions, no technical experience needed. Just 5 changes that take about 10 minutes total and that permanently cut off the majority of ads on your Android phone starting right now. Let us go through every single one. The first thing you're going to do is set up a private DNS on your phone. This is the most powerful single change on this entire list because it works at the network level, which means it blocks ads before they even reach your phone. Think about what that actually means. It does not matter which app you are in or which website you're on. If an ad is trying to load from a known ad server, the DNS intercepts that request before your phone even processes it, and the ad simply never appears. No loading spinner, no blank space where an ad was. The request dies before it starts. Here's how to set it up. Open your Settings app and tap on Connections at the top. Scroll down until you see More Connection Settings and tap on that. You will see an option called Private DNS. Tap on it. By default, it is set to automatic, which means your phone is using your internet provider's DNS servers, which have 0 ad blocking built in. You're going to change it to private DNS provider host name. In the field that appears, type this. Exactly. dns.adguard.com. That is dns.adguard.com. Double check the spelling before you save because one wrong letter and it will not connect. Tap Save. That is the entire setup. From this moment, AdGuard's DNS servers are filtering every network request your phone makes and blocking requests to thousands of known ad networks and tracking domains automatically. Open Chrome right now and refresh any page you normally see ads on. Watch what happens to those ads. Most of them are gone. That is your private DNS working in real time, and it will keep working on every app and every browser on your phone from this point forward. The second change lives inside Chrome itself, and it adds another layer on top of the DNS filtering you just set up. The reason you want both is that some ads are served from domains that are too close to legitimate content for DNS filtering to catch cleanly. Chrome's own settings target those with more precision. Open Chrome on your phone, tap the 3 dots in the top right corner and scroll all the way down to Settings. Once you are in Settings, scroll down to Site Settings and tap on it. Inside Site Settings, there are 3 things you're going to change, and each one cuts off a different type of ad or intrusion. The first one is Notifications. Tap on Notifications and switch it to Do Not Allow Sites to send notifications. This might not sound like an ad setting, but it absolutely is one of the most abused ones. When a website gets permission to send you notifications, it can push promotional content, fake urgent alerts, and clickbait directly to your notification bar at any time of day, even when you are not using the browser at all. Blocking this permission closes that channel permanently for every website going forward. Go back to Site Settings. The second thing to tap is Pop-ups and Redirects. Switch this to Do Not Allow Sites to send pop-ups or use redirects. Pop-up ads are some of the most aggressive and disruptive ads on the entire internet, and this setting shuts them down across every single website you visit in Chrome without you having to do anything else. Go back one more time to Site Settings. The third setting is Ads. Tap on it and switch it to block ads on sites known to show. Intrusive or misleading ads. Chrome maintains its own internal list of websites that violate ad quality standards, and this setting activates Chrome's built-in enforcement against those sites. These 3 changes together make your browsing significantly cleaner and noticeably faster because your phone is no longer spending time and data loading all that ad content on every page you visit. The third thing to do pulls back something that most Android users do not even realize they gave away. It is called the overlay permission, and it is what allows certain apps to pop up on top of other apps while you are in the middle of using your phone. You know those moments when you are reading something or watching something, and suddenly a notification or a pop-up from a completely unrelated app appears directly on top of your screen. That is the overlay permission being used against you. Some apps have a genuine reason for this. A call app needs to show an incoming call over other apps. A navigation app needs to show directions on top of other content. But social media apps, shopping apps, and entertainment platforms use this permission to drag you back to their platform with pop-ups and promotional interruptions you never asked for. You're going to take that permission back. Open Settings and tap on Apps. In the top right corner, tap the 3 dots and choose Special Access. From the list, tap Appear on top. You will see every single app on your phone that currently holds this permission. Go through this list carefully, and for any app that has no legitimate reason to. Overlay on your screen, toggle the permission off, social media apps, shopping platforms, news aggregators, entertainment apps. None of these need to appear on top of whatever you're doing. Turn them off one by one. This single step stops an entire category of intrusive interruption that most ad blocking tools never even think to address because it operates outside the browser entirely. The fourth change goes right to the source of how Google targets you with personalized ads across your entire phone. Google builds an advertising profile on every Android user using something called an advertising ID. This is a unique identifier tied to your Google account that follows you invisibly across every app on your phone. It tracks which ads you see, records which ones you click, measures how long you look at certain content, and feeds all of that data back into a targeting system that serves you increasingly specific advertising everywhere you go on your phone. The longer you have had your phone, the more detailed and accurate that profile has become. You are going to wipe it completely. Open settings and scroll down to Google, tap on Google, and then switch from recommended to all services at the top so you can see the full list of options available. Scroll down until you see ads and tap on it. Inside the ad settings, tap on ad privacy at the top. You will see three options: ad topics, ad suggestions, and ad measurement. Turn off ad topics, turn off ad suggestions. If ad measurement is switched on, turn that off as well. These three settings are the specific controls Google uses to build and refine the behavioral targeting profile that follows you around your phone. Switching them all off stops that profile from growing any further from this point. Now go back one screen to the main ads page, tap Reset Advertising ID and confirm. Then tap Delete Advertising ID and confirm that as well. What you just did is wipe the slate completely clean. All of the behavioral ad data Google had collected on you through your advertising ID is gone. Any new ID the system would generate starts with zero history attached to it. And by deleting the ID entirely, rather than just resetting it, you are stepping fully off the targeted advertising grid for every app that relies on the advertising ID to decide what to show you and how aggressively to show it. The fifth and final change works at the operating system level and permanently reduces the personalized ads you see inside apps across Google's own massive ad network. Go back to your main settings and tap on Privacy. Inside Privacy, look for an option called Ads or Google Ads, depending on your version of Android and your specific phone manufacturer. On some devices, this option sits directly in the Privacy menu. On others, it lives inside a submenu within Privacy. Once you find it, look for the option to opt out of ads personalization and switch that opt-out on. What this does is send a direct signal to every app using Google's AdMob advertising platform, which is embedded inside an enormous percentage of the free Android apps you use every day, that you have officially opted out of personalized advertising. Apps using this network may still display ads in some cases because they need that revenue to stay free. But those ads will no longer be targeted to your personal interests, your location history, your search behavior, or your purchase patterns. Non-personalized ads are far less valuable to advertisers than personalized ones. The financial incentive to flood your screen with them drops significantly when they cannot be tuned to exploit your specific habits and interests. Over time, you will notice the ads that remain becoming less specific and less persistent. After you have made all 5 of these changes, do one final thing. Turn your phone completely off. Hold the power button, shut it down fully, wait about 10 seconds, and power it back on. This clears any cached data that was stored before your changes and ensures that every app and every system process on your phone wakes up fresh with your new configuration active across the board. When your phone comes back on, open your browser and visit a site you normally see ads loading on. Open an app that usually interrupts you with promotional pop-ups. The difference you notice is not temporary, and it is not a coincidence. Here is what you actually built with these 5 changes working together. The AdGuard private DNS blocks ad server requests at the network level before anything ever loads on your screen. The Chrome site settings eliminate pop-ups, browser notification spam, and intrusive ad sites inside your browser. Removing overlay permissions stops apps from hijacking your screen with promotional interruptions while you're trying to use something else. Deleting your advertising ID wipes Google's targeting data and removes you from the behavioral ad targeting system that has been following you since you set up your phone. And opting out of ads, personalization tells the entire Google ad network to stop customizing what it serves you inside every app that uses their platform. 5 layers, 5 completely different routes that ads use to reach you, all cut off in the same 10 minutes. The ads that remain after. All of this are either baked directly into app content in a way that cannot be separated without replacing the app itself, or they come from smaller independent ad networks that operate outside Google's ecosystem. For those, your private DNS will catch a meaningful portion. The rest are the honest cost of using apps that exist for free because advertising revenue funds them. That trade-off is real, and it is worth being clear about. But the ads that followed you from app to app, based on your personal data, the pop-ups that broke your focus, the browser, notifications that interrupted your day, the targeting system that got more precise about you every single week, all of that is finished now. 10 minutes, 5 settings. No cost at all. Your phone is finally working for you. One more thing worth knowing about what you just set up, because understanding it makes you better at protecting it. The private DNS setting you configured will stay active even when you switch between Wi-Fi networks and mobile data, which means your ad blocking travels with you everywhere your phone goes. At a coffee shop, at work, on a train with mobile data, the AdGuard DNS is filtering requests on every network you connect to. The only time it would stop working is if you manually change it back or reset your network settings. So if you ever run a reset on your network settings for any reason, come back to this video and redo the DNS step first. It takes 30 seconds, and it is the single most impactful thing on this list. The Chrome settings you changed are permanent by default. They apply to every website going forward and do not reset between browser sessions. The overlay permissions you revoked stay revoked until you or an app update changes them. It is worth checking that list again after a major app update because some apps attempt to re-request the overlay permission after updating. Make it a habit to open that special access menu every couple of months and scan the list for anything that should not be there. Apps are creative about reclaiming permissions they were denied. The advertising ID deletion is the most permanent change on this list. Once deleted, it does not come back unless you go back into those settings and create a new one. Google cannot recreate it without your action. The behavioral data that was attached to it does not come back either. That is genuinely gone. What you may notice in the weeks after deleting it is that the ads you do see become less eerily specific. They stop being about things you searched for 2 days ago. They stop feeling like they know what you were thinking about. That feeling of being watched that many Android users have gotten so used to, they stop noticing it will start to fade. Most people do not realize how specific and intrusive targeted advertising had become until they remove it and feel the contrast. The opt-out from ads, personalization, and privacy settings works hand in hand with the advertising ID deletion. Together, they signal to Google's entire advertising infrastructure that you are no longer a viable personalized advertising target on this device. This does not mean every app. Stop showing ads immediately. It means the machine learning and behavioral targeting behind those ads loses its data source and its permission to use what it had. The ads that remain are generic. They do not know who you are. They are aimed at everyone and no one in particular. That is